3, 2, 1, go.
Hi, Dr. Richard Bartlett, here, there, and everywhere. Apparently that's there's a tag like that they use for like a radio station that does 24-hour day Beatles or something. But I was playing my very nice old 88 key MIDI piano that feels like a real piano. I wound up playing for 9 hours yesterday. And why? Because I sat down and my hands wanted to play the piano. And I don't know. I mean, I realize people don't necessarily have that kind of leeway in their life where they feel like they could really have to go to work. They have to do this. They have to provide for that, you know, and they have to solve this. And that's part of the tragedy of quote modern civilization, in a sense that we're always under the gun to do something, to get something done, to make it happen, and then we're on to the next thing, and then we have to project our lives into the future, and we have to plan where we're going to be in 5 years. I don't know where I'm going to be in 5 minutes. I don't know what I'm going to say in 5 seconds. But I have the luxury of that. And I mean, if I was more driven, which I have been, because you don't go to medical school twice without being driven. Well, actually, I drove myself in a GTO, but you know what I mean. Different form of driven. And then there's drivel. A lot of that was medical school, and a lot of that certainly is quote medicine today. But I played, like I said, for about 9 hours. I got off into the classic Jimmy Webb song, and I really respect a composer like this, Wichita Lineman. If some of you are familiar with it, if you're not, you might want to look it up and listen to it. An amazing song, has some non-traditional chord changes. You know, it's not your 1, 4, 5, or you know, your basic rock tune. And I just kept playing on it, and I kept finding. Then I started listening to interviews with Jimmy Webb, and the thing is, you know, there's a reason for everything, maybe, but the reason is not necessarily your reason. It's not your mind reasoning. It's the narrative of the universe unfolding as you. And so if you learn to just, for joy for no reason, as I've always talked about, have joy for no reason, you can find joy in anything. You can look down and see a ladybug crawling across a stick and get totally lost in that, and just the sights and the sounds. There's a famous pianist who teaches kind of a consciousness technology with piano, where he talks about the difference between hearing and listening. Hearing, which is what most of us do, or I'm sorry, listening, which is what most of us do. We listen and we analyze, and we're seeing where we can jump in and make a point, or where we're going to refute a point, or where we want to argue, or what that's quote triggering, if one is a ridiculous mind control word, triggering in our physiology. That's listening. But hearing is just becoming aware of everything that's going on without judging it, without trying to analyze it, without trying to categorize it or name it. That can lead to awakening. So I'll see you next week.